Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 349 on my countdown to retirement. Well, I started off the day like every other day, reading the morning financial news, and then afterwards, I made my wife and me breakfast of some pastured eggs and some no sugar bacon. I do it in the oven on parchment paper and then drain it off. And then for her, I added in what do you call those things? A English muffin with butter and red raspberry preserves. So she was happy. So because she got a full breakfast in the morning to go along with her coffee, and I had hot tea. Then because the temperature for the next day and a half or so is going to be staying above freezing, I decided to take the plants that I have been, keeping in the house that normally reside on our outside patios and, move them back outside. So I put the plants back out there, and they'll stay out there probably until midday Sunday, because the temperature Sunday afternoon and evening are supposed to drop back below freezing. So I'll have to move the plants back in the house to make sure that they survive. Um, then I decided to move the aero garden that I set up yesterday in the kitchen uh, to our spare bedroom, uh, because we have white, I think they're quartz countertops, and the light reflecting off the quartz was just blinding. So I just couldn't tolerate it. And since the light has to stay on for 15 hours a day, that just wasn't going to work for me. So I moved it into the bedroom, put it on top of a end table, and or sorry, I guess a nightstand with a covering, and it there's a room darkening shade behind it, so I don't have to worry about the outside light superimposing on the plants that would overwhelm them. So that got taken care of. Then I met up with the buyer of my wife's Valentina ostrich dome satchel. Normally I meet them, around the corner from where I live, but this lady was driving like 50 minutes, and on a Friday, at the time she wanted to come, it was going to be a really long drive. So I ended up meeting her over uh, probably about 20 minutes closer to her, from 20 minutes from where I live, closer to her, so that we could, meet up. And it still took her like almost an hour to get there because the traffic was really heavy. Anyway, she, uh, she ended up buying the handbag, and then, went on her way, and come to find out, she was a retired attorney, so got into a whole long set of conversations with her, which were pretty interesting. Anyway, then got home. Uh, the chicken that I bought yesterday at Lidl, for whatever, I must have nicked the plastic, but anyway, it was leaking. Uh, I had set it on some paper towels in the fridge when I put it in there anyway, but it was leaking onto the paper towels, so I wanted to get that out and cooked. So I took it out, roasted it for an hour and 15 minutes in the oven on 100 and, no, sorry, on 350 degrees, and then I deboned that, so that we would have protein laying around that would be easy to grab, and for at least for me, as well as my wife. But since I try to stay carnivore, I needed to have something quick I could eat if I got overly hungry. Anyway, I took care of that, and then I logged into my brokerage account and confirmed that the cash that I had expected to be moved into the Schwab Treasury sale shares, SNSXX, did actually get executed, which it did. So that it will be sitting in there, in advance of the inauguration on Monday. Then I went in and updated my Yahoo Finance portfolio so that I can just see stuff on my phone without having to log into my actual brokerage accounts just to keep track of some stuff. And I updated that with the various purchases that occurred in my 401k and Roth 401k. Uh, Given that there's a delay from when I earn my money from work and when it's put into net benefits, and then ultimately shows up like maybe a week, yeah, 5, 7 business days later, I can actually see the money in the account. So I synced all that stuff up so that everything was copacetic. Then I started taking my PMP certification exam prep course and got through, I don't know, maybe an hour of that. I think I got through like 9 modules. So now I'm up to the like more meaningful portion of the test. Um, and then after that, I started making dinner, which tonight I did with beef with broccoli. Um, and then for my wife, I made her beef rice aroni. Normally, I would make like a white rice that she would put the beef and broccoli on top of, but today I decided to do beef rice aroni so she could just, have more of a beefy flavor to add on top of it. So I went through and took the skirt steak that I bought from Lidl yesterday. It needed to get trimmed. Took all the silver skin off of it, all of the fat, then sliced across the grain into small bite-sized pieces, and then pulled those pieces apart to make sure that they would be, pretty tender. Then I chopped up an onion and sauteed that, steamed some broccoli so that everything was prepped, and then put it into a single pan, cooked it down, and then added a brown gravy, a Pioneer beef gravy, to it, and then served it uh, right from the pan. Then did cleanup, and then here I am. So that's my update for today. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section down below. Or you can drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening. Take care until tomorrow. Talk to you then.